Doing it live.
All right. Well, yeah, get your stuff off the table, man. Are you a professional?
I'm not.
I know. None of us are.
All right.
This is going to be fun.
Let's go.
All right.
You got the leading voice. Come on.
I'll give it a go, man.
Do one flex.
Hello. Just spit shit out of my mouth.
Oh, yeah. This is
Now
all
I'm going to have
live.
to use the...
We're keeping this in.
Now I'm going to have to use the third one.
Yeah.
All right. Luckily, I bought two. I've got one free.
Oh, hey.
So I got two more of these.
We're doing this live. Just let me flex while he's talking.
All right.
Just check.
It's a good start for the first one.
Yeah. Let me just...
Hello, my name's Casey Wilson, owner of Roseville Strength and Conditioning, and one of your hosts on the Do or Do Not podcast. This is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Brad Erie. I'm a stay-at-home dad and lackey.
Lackey? I didn't even call you that.
You will. You've called me worse.
I have called him worse than a lackey. I think I called you Brendan Fraser earlier.
That was one of the nicer ones, yeah.
That was a compliment because he's a stay-at-home dad. All right, let's do that all over again.
No, let's roll. Let's roll. We're a minute into this already.
And it's off the rails
it's
as
only
we
gonna
expect
get
as
worse.
it would be between Brad and I. So
Yes.
This is a brand new podcast, and what we're going to discuss is fitness stuff. Brad and I got to know each other because he became a client of mine. I own a small gym here in Old Town Roseville. I train clients, train groups, and I love doing it. I've been doing it 22 years, and Brad made the unfortunate decision to come in and see me.
And we decided that the world needs just two more old white guys giving their opinions.
Yeah.
So here we are. But you're right. I think it would be fun to tell what we thought of each other when we first met, because I definitely have thoughts of what I thought of you before.
First, describe where you were at, right? When you first walked in the door, and then I'll describe where you were at.
I had just come off of knee surgery. Had my kneecap moved all around and surgically put back in place, and I was pushing 300 pounds, battling depression. I was dealing with my son, who is autistic, and my wife was looking for help. And she's like, "Hey, I found this trainer. He looks like a dad working with kids. I'm sure you guys will bond, and you should go check him out." And I'm like, "Okay."
She did that to you, man?
Yeah.
She did that?
She found you, and go to your website, which I highly recommend. And I saw this guy who looked happy. He looked nicely dressed. He looked young.
Yeah, I like that.
Young with your kids. And then I'm like, oh, this looks like a nice, gentle man who won't be a typical gym bro. And I thought I'd check him out.
And then you were all wrong.
And then I was all wrong.
All right, so when Brad came in, I was like, normal client, out of shape, overweight. It's a lot of surgery type stuff I have with people coming off of surgeries and having a hard time getting back in the routine. Plus, it was COVID actions were going on at the time too.
Yeah, hit you right in the middle of beginning of COVID.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Oh man,
good time for me too. I always like new clients during COVID, but
a lot of openings. I had a lot of choices there. A lot of times I could have come in.
That's a fact. So when Brad came in, I was just like, nice guy, great sense of humor. Him and I hit it off. One of the reasons we're doing the podcast is because we have a lot in common and we kind of play well off each other. And people have told us, you guys should do this live, where you guys are entertaining when you guys talk, and and you'll kind of see it as we go throughout podcasting. And his story is great. He had great success, but when he first came in, you never know what somebody's going to be. So I do a lot of before pictures, but sometimes I don't do a lot of after pictures. So sometimes I do. There's some great ones, but a lot of people have great intentions and they don't follow through, so you never know. But I got a good feeling about Brad when he came in, and I thought he really seemed focused and he needed the help, and that's kind of where we went off from there. So why don't you describe
let's set the scene. I was walking towards you, towards your fine gym, and I see this charger, and I see his name on the charger, and I see...
That was my daughter.
Okay. Likely
my daughter
story.
Came up with the license plate.
We'll need her to confirm that. I come in,
film a video, and then you can play.
Yeah, I walk in, and I'm looking. I'm like, KC Charger 1. I'm like, oh god, not one of those. Like this could be bad. Like this could be a mistake. And I come in, and he's like, you Brad? And I'm looking up. I'm like, oh god, I think I've made a mistake.
I smiled and said, you Brad?
Yeah, that's.
Come on, I didn't say you Brad.
You looked like another softie. But yeah, you quickly, we went straight into geekdom together. And I found out that I've met my soul brother in the world of Marvel and DC and Star Wars and all of this. And then
Just regular TV shows.
Yeah, you've given me a whole lifeline to Yellowstone and all this other stuff, and we just bonded really quick. So I was wrong, but it was rough. The walking in and then checking you out because you were wearing your standard all black.
I wear a lot of black.
A lot of black hat. You wore a black shirt then, and your black joggers on, and I'm like, okay, this guy.
Adidas,
flex for the ladies.
21 joggers, very nice.
Yes. And so I was like, oh, my God, I don't know. And then he made me do the plank. It's like the first thing, you're like, you ready to get started? You want to do something? I'm like, I thought we were just talking, man. And I did a plank for about, 4 seconds maybe? 4.5?
I'd have to go back and look. It is written down.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more like maybe 11 to 14 seconds.
See, now you're being nice, because it was not a lot.
I did say it was a well done plank
Yeah,
for that one.
that's
I just
true.
said it was a plank being done.
Yep, he brought me very far. And that's how we met.
All right. But where were you at physically?
I was a mess. It wasn't just physically. I had high blood pressure. I had bad cholesterol. I had all kinds of bad lab tests. I was bad emotionally. I was tired. I hated the way I felt. I hated the way that my body reacted. Like I had no energy, all of that. So I came in at like one of my lowest points. And one of the things you did was call me soft right off the bat, and then we took it off from there.
I don't know if I called you soft off the
right.
bat. I mean, usually takes a little while to get to the point where I start
10 to 12 minutes maybe.
Start jabbing you a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think the first session I called you soft.
Now, seriously, though.
I call soft all the time now, but that's more for mindset.
It'll be a drinking game for every fucking Brad.
Yeah.
But I came in seriously at a very low point in my life, and you were just kind of like, all right, let's get started. And then we went.
And you didn't quit, which was
never quit. Yeah.
Brad's a hard worker. I'll give him. I don't give Brad a lot of crap, but Brad is a hard worker, and he goes sometimes a little extreme. In what
I got this recorded, by the way. Nice things said about me. It's all recorded.
Say nice things, which I just say a lot of shit.
We can play it back.
Too.
We're going to play it back. Every time you give me shit in a group, we're going to play this. It's going to be my ringtone. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
People go watch the podcast. It's not going to get played in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, you are a hard worker. You put a lot of effort in. There won't be a lot of compliments going forward in the podcast. But he busted his ass. He did the discipline. He did the nutrition side of it too, where he did it at home. And he did what I told him to do. I gave him guidelines and advice. He pushed really hard. Sometimes he ate way too few calories.
I had to win. We had that competition.
Yeah, I had a competition that year because normally every year, like right now, we're in the middle of my annual body change competition. But that year was coming off of COVID, and I didn't do the normal. I just did a contest where I was like, you know what, I could lose a few pounds too. So I did a 1 month contest, and was it 1 month?
Yeah, it was 1 month.
Yeah, it was just a 1 month contest, and it was me against every single one of my clients.
I would have died if it was 2 months. I think that's
you know what, that's true. It was 1 month because you almost died.
I was determined.
And Brad is the only person out of all my clients that beat me that month. And did you almost pass out, or did you pass out?
I passed out twice during that month.
Yeah,
at 1,000 calories a day and working out like 2 hours a day.
I told him he should need to be eating a minimum of 1,200 calories, and he was eating less and working out a ridiculous amount. But he beat me.
If you want to beat the champ, you got to go extreme, baby.
So that was fun, and that kind of showed me something about Brad too. He had a real dig down inside him, a little bit of dog in him, where he was willing to battle and fight it out. And trust me, I didn't make it easy on him because it was all about percentage of weight loss, and he weighed more than me, so I lost less than him, but it was a really close percentage wise.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I wanted to, I could have ran another hour that day in a sweatsuit and probably got there. But I was nice because I said Brad earned it.
Disputed.
What did you say when you walked in that day?
I think
I was running in hoodie. I was sweating it out. I was getting all the water out of my system.
I was so dehydrated and I was delirious. I don't remember. I just remember, like, thank God today is the day, because if it was like another week, I probably would have died.
Yeah, but when you walked in that day, the day of the weigh-in.
Oh, yeah, you were running laps. Like,
I was
you were
running laps with freaking heavy sweats on, with clothes underneath. I lost, I think, 3 pounds in an hour, and I go, all I need to lose is like 2.5 pounds
I know.
more.
You know what? Like, your motto of the gym, and you'll hear this a lot, is no mercy.
That's right.
So,
No mercy.
I mean, he didn't take mercy on us.
And what's the other thing? What's the name of the podcast?
Do or do not.
There is no try.
That's right.
So we don't try. We either do it or you fail. And if you fail, that's okay. We have work to do. If you aren't going to fail, then you probably shouldn't come in, because you're probably in great shape, or you're probably somebody who can do it on your own. But most people are going to fail, and failing is good in here. That means that you worked up to your limit, and that's it. So that's kind of why we named the podcast, because we're both Star Wars geeks. He's more of a nerd geek. I'm more of a studly geek who knows more than him usually about Star Wars, but I don't like to admit that I know that much.
Oh, yeah. He may look like the jock in the alpha, but I just want this podcast to be clear. He is the bigger geek. He will tell you the 7 styles of Jedi fighting. I didn't even know there was 2.
Lightsaber fight.
See, exactly.
Not just fighting. It's lightsaber.
You
duel.
will see that over the course of this podcast, we hope, of many episodes, you will see, like, there's going to be one guy who's kind of in shape, and he's kind of like the normal guy, and there's going to be like this alpha-looking guy who is the true nerd of, like, everything. And like, no, Brad, that was the 4th lightsaber dueling.
I will be correcting you a lot,
Yes.
I'm sure.
So, just going to throw that out there
But
now.
I'd also like to say, I am not... There's people that make podcasts and YouTube videos that are like nerds. They talk about details, like fine details. I know overall stuff. I'll never be up to the par that they are. I could win a lot of trivia contests against Star Wars people, but there's certain people that are geeks. They're like, they're reading the encyclopedia of things.
Don't discount your nerdom. You're going to have to embrace
I
it.
listen to all the books. I've been doing it for years. I mean, we'll probably have a whole podcast where I cuss a lot and use the name of Kathleen Kennedy.
That'll be a 2-parter.
Thank God she's on her way out. But that'll be a whole episode, just me cussing Kathleen Kennedy out and her horrible decisions made at Lucasfilms.
All right, quick, just let the audience know, our audience of 1 listener. Thanks, Mom.
We have 0. Your mom won't even watch
My
this.
mom said out of love for her favorite child, she will listen to this. Name your favorite Star Wars movies in the order that you love them. Right now. Let's see where you draw the line in the stand.
Well, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite.
Okay. All right, then, okay, what's
Jedi,
next?
and then the original. I mean, all 3 of them are interchangeable, but there were... So the name of the podcast is Do or Do Not Podcast.
Yeah.
Yoda is introduced.
See, we're going to get right
Empire
there.
Strikes Back. And
Right there, we're going to fight because...
he's the greatest fictional trainer of all time. So
Really?
that's my favorite. Yoda is...
Who did he train well?
Every Jedi. Look at all the Jedis he trained.
Let's look. So he couldn't beat the Sith. All right, you got beat by the
He
Sith.
couldn't beat Emperor Palpatine, who had all of the dark side powers channeled into him. There was a lot of Jedi and how many Sith?
Who did he do that behind the back of? Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon died. All right. He was trained Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon got killed by Darth Maul.
No. Qui-Gon did not get trained by Yoda.
Oh.
He was the apprentice of who?
But it was all starting from
Count
Yoda.
Dooku.
Okay.
See,
who's the bigger?
I tell you, he doesn't know
who's the bigger?
shit.
And let's be clear.
But to Count Dooku, I believe his master was
Yeah.
Yoda.
Okay.
So Yoda's a master of many younglings. But anyway, we'll
New
digress.
Hope
We'll
is
talk
better.
about that. First, we want to stay on the fitness thing, because here's the thing about this podcast: is
Than all
we
of
will, especially because of Brad, we will veer off course
We will.
many times, and that's the fun of it, because we enjoy talking to each other, and we thought, why not record it in a podcast form? So we will veer off, but let's try to stay focused
For
on
my
fitness.
mom. Yep. We'll stay focused on the fitness.
Talk about your journey over that year period or so where you made a complete change in your body.
Oh man. So we had been together about how many months before that? Like 6 months. And I think like the 4 or 5 months before, I probably lost like 3 pounds because even though I was working out, I was still eating horrible.
Yeah, that happens with a lot of clients.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm working really hard so I can just maintain what I'm eating. Like it all balances out.
Yeah, the weight doesn't go away if you don't do nutrition. I can be the greatest. I can train you like a maniac,
and
but if you don't eat right, doesn't matter. Nutrition's very important.
And then Casey tapped into my competitive side, which I don't think he knew I had. Like, but he
I wasn't
found it.
sure.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
Of like, yeah, I don't think you can beat me in this weight loss thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, motherfucker, it's on.
Yep.
It's on right now. And so I came home, I looked at my wife, and I said, I'm losing weight. You guys need to be on my team. You need to be on Team Brad. And my wife just looked at me and said, yeah, whatever. And then I lost, 26 pounds?
Hey, and your wife got some gift cards for coffee, too.
I know. I mean, that's the only reason why
won,
she kept
really.
me. Yeah, it's true. She's the real winner.
No, you won.
She got a better trophy husband and free gift cards for coffee. And that started it. So that's like, all right, now I'm serious. And so I lost the 26 pounds in a month that nearly killed me.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I feel so much better. I mean, at that point, I was down to 255 or something.
Yeah, you had lost, because you had only lost, you were 289 when you came in?
Yeah.
I believe.
I was a little
I should have
over
went back and
290.
reviewed all the numbers before we did the podcast, but I'm not that big into preparing.
Yeah, clearly. So I came into you about 300 pounds. By the time we started this thing, I knew that we had talked about this weight loss thing. So I was already kind of gearing up for it. So I was like 289 when you weighed me to start the weight loss.
Yeah.
And then I lost 26.5 pounds or something like that. And now I'm like, oh gosh, get that first thing of weight off. I felt better. My knees felt better. My shoulders felt better. My joints, my back felt better. And I'm like, it really wasn't that hard to cut down on my eating. Like, I was okay. Like, it's okay to be hungry. And then once you get into that mode of I don't have to eat till I feel stuffed, then it was easier to maintain the weight loss. And then after that month of extreme cutting, we slowed it down to I was losing about 10 pounds a month on average, 10 to 15 pounds, kind of debating on holiday months and stuff. And I got all the way down to 205 from 300. Kind of sitting around 210 right now. He still calls me fat sometimes. I cry.
You soft.
Calls me soft. I still cry in the bathrooms every now and then, but
you're going to scare people away. They're going to watch this and go, that guy's an ass.
Well, you know what? You do have your name on your car, okay? I mean, just going to keep bringing it up. The biggest thing about Casey that really helps me, and the biggest compliment I can give, is that you always ask how I'm doing when I walk in. So if I'm tired or if I don't feel well, you're like, just come in. We'll just do something. I'm not going to push you hard. Just come in. We'll take it easy. You'll do some light reps. You're always really good at motivating without yelling. You're very understanding. Sometimes when you knew I was really struggling, you would really talk heavy on the geek stuff, and you would kind of take my mind off of my drama, and we would just kind of work out together. And in the course of our time together, you've become I thought this alpha jerk gym bro to considerably my best friend. I text you at night of oh my God, did you see that happen? And then you're like, why are you texting me? But you've kept me motivated and grounded. Yeah. And I'm not afraid to text you of oh my God, I'm coming in, but I'm 3% power, or I'm barely awake or whatever. And you're just come in and we'll just take it easy and we'll just do a little stuff. So you've really helped me maintain this kind of weight loss to where I am now. And so that was the biggest thing that I would recommend, and I do recommend to everybody, is that you just have to be very flexible, you're very understanding when you're not calling me soft. And I would not be 50 in as shape as I am if it wasn't for walking past that Charger car that first day and not chickening out and coming in and be yeah, I'm just going to do it. So I'm glad I met you. I'm glad my wife forced me to come check you out. I'm glad that you kept on me, kept forcing me to go. And this is it. I've made it to your door. Like my picture is on your door.
Yeah, Brad has some great before and afters, and he's going to put them right in a box right here when he's editing.
Just hold them up. The magic of post-production.
Yes,
I'm going to
and
make
so-
myself very tan, full of hair.
What is the other thing you used to do before you became a stay-at-home dad with your autistic son?
I was a graphic designer and I did special effects.
Did you work on anything anybody would know?
But were you just setting me up with?
That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm your co-host.
Yeah, man.
You're supposed to set me up too, instead of call me a geek. But
You know, Mom, I know you're watching this. Anyone else know that I worked on 300, Spider-Man, lot of HBO.
Spider-Man? What Spider-Man?
Spider-Man 2 with Garfield. The Garfield Spider-Man.
Not bad.
Briefly on Spider-Man 1 with what's the first Spider-Man's name?
Tobey Maguire.
Toby, yes, thank you.
I'm the smart one in the group.
He is the smart one. Did a lot of HBO, so Boardwalk Empire.
One of my
I
favorites.
did Entourage. I worked on Game of Thrones. A lot of commercials that none of you would see on this coast. Yeah.
Video games.
Did some video games. I was actually a video game tester for a little while. Worked on some Rockstar a little bit. So kind of came from that world. My wife came over here for a job, and I gave that up and became a stay-at-home dad for my son. And
What does your wife do for a living?
she is a doctor.
See?
This is why I can afford
You
this.
married up.
I married up, and this is why I can afford this fantastic shirt that you aren't seeing because of my computer.
Boba, Darth Vader, and the Stormtrooper.
Yeah,
This one can't shoot.
doesn't
The
have
other
to.
two are very accurate.
Yeah. During the course of this podcast, so you can see it better, and of course, a post-production, I might zoom in on this. You'll be amazed my collection of Star Trek shirts and Star Wars shirts. I go both universes. And
So do I. I'm a huge Star Trek fan too. I'm not one of those. Screw the Star Trek guys. I like both. I would have to say Star Wars is my favorite, but I like both too. So let's clear that up right from the start. We're neither one haters of either one of the major two,
I love them all.
and I like all the little offshoots and all the garbage ones too, as long as they have a good
Yep.
story.
All right, so let's talk about you.
No, we're not done with your fitness journey. Remember this
Oh
whole
my
first
gosh.
episode, we're going to talk a lot about your fitness journey.
We're 22 minutes and 21 seconds
Well,
in.
we can talk about other stuff in a minute, and we'll have plenty of
All
other
right.
episodes
You know
to
what?
talk about.
My mom already knows this because I know
I know.
she'll be our one
But so
listener.
Brad lost all that weight. He's went from doing the couch and eating lots of pizza.
Pizza?
Did you do a Spartan race?
I did a Spartan race.
Oh, tell us about that Spartan race.
Oh my gosh. Well, you asked me and I said yes, thinking there was no way I would ever go because that was before the weight loss and the big gains. And I'm like,
I was trying to set goals
Yeah.
for you to try to get you motivated.
I'll go. Sure. That's what, 7 months away? Ha ha. Yeah, right. Sure. Write me down. And in my head, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way you're going to get me there. I've seen the pictures. My wife did it. She came in second. Just saying.
His wife is not just a doctor, but was a collegiate track athlete, too.
Yes. And I was like, I saw what you went through. There's no way I'm doing that. I'm old. So it got closer and closer, and I had lost weight. I was starting to see gains, and I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. My wife was like, don't do it. She was like the opposite of like the wife in Creed and Rocky Balboa's wife. She was just like, you're going to hurt yourself. Don't blow out a hip. I'm worried. And I'm like, I got this. And thanks to Casey, a wonderful U.S. Army Reserve Spartan group, and a couple other volunteers to help me through all the obstacles, I managed to come in 1,017th place.
Hey.
But I did it.
But see, I think I finised after you, didn't I?
Well, you had to.
I lead a team through, so
Yeah.
I don't go. I stay with the slowest people, and Brad was not the slowest.
When we say team. We don't mean like we go as a whole team like all the other teams did. It just means we all start together, then everyone just scatters. But you were done.
I stay with the slowest people on the team, so to make sure that they get through the race. Because
all I had to do was beat
the team leader.
Yeah, had to beat the slowest member of our team, and then I was good. Yeah. And I did by like 40 minutes. So.
Yes. So my time, he had a better time, but I think I might have a few other Spartan race times that where I placed them higher.
We don't need to compare Spartan times.
Yes, but anyway, that was a huge accomplishment for Brad to do a Spartan race, and
from the moment he's
never done another one since, even though we've had several more groups that have done it, but he did do one.
I will do another. You heard it here on this podcast.
If they ever have another one in Sacramento area, because they just canceled for the second time the Spartan race in this area. We'll see if they come up with another one, but
they did.
That's a story for another time. Yeah, they canceled the
week. Spartan
Folsom. Oh, the weather's messing things up. We can't do it. Okay, then they move it out to Woodland. Just got an email this week.
Do or do not.
Maybe we'll do it later this year. We'll give you news by April 15th.
Obviously, they chose do not.
They chose do not. So
pansies.
Yeah. So anyway, we're not. I mean, I don't know the logistics. I assume that there's lakes out where they thought they'd be able to put stuff, but we're in Northern California, Roseville, California, and Northern California has had its wettest year in like 40 or 50 years or something. So we got a lot of water everywhere, a lot of snow everywhere. So
some in the gym even.
We have. I don't know. Yeah, 2 or 3 inches in my gym earlier this year. Was not a fun time in my life. With that being said, Brad has done some great things. And
that'll be our sad podcast.
I'll show pictures.
That's when you're crying. It'll be like
of a current going through the doorways of water.
We are starting our deep swim.
Let's keep it positive on the first one.
Yeah.
Brad's done some great things, and a lot of clients I've had over the years have too. But Brad he's on my door for a reason. So there's only 2 people on my door. I'm hopefully going to have a third one up there soon. But I did lots of before and afters over the year, but Brad's are some of the most impressive.
Thank you. And that's what she said.
He will so your wife, hopefully.
My wife's not going to listen to this.
No, your wife
talking to you, Miss Jennifer Connolly, but my mom will.
Hey, I said.
Okay, I'm sorry. She might listen.
Jennifer Connolly might look like a little like Tom Cruise and all the leading men. I think I'm more leading man than you.
You are
You're
single.
The best friend. You're the good best friend.
But you are single.
Yes,
we
haven't
talked about that.
No, we'll definitely not talk about that right now. But
Farmer's Only profile. Look them up, ladies.
I do not have a Farmer's Only profile.
I'm sorry. Let's go back to me and how good I'm doing.
So Brad's done great. He's as soft, and he has a long ways to go. And
that's true.
He has a dent where certain muscles should be, but besides that,
my shoulder is a pansy.
His story is great, and if you ever have any questions about it, put them in the comments, and I'm sure Brad will be glad to answer those questions.
Hi, Mom. Yep. If anyone is going to leave a comment, will not be my mom.
They're going to see your face, and it's going to go like wildfire. They're going to go, look at this guy.
I'm not the one showing the guns.
Those nice Ray-Bans glasses.
Baby blues.
There's a lot of girls who like that look.
Trifocals, ladies.
And look at your wife.
You want some of these trifocals.
Yes. So, let's move on.
All right. This is your podcast. I'm just here to make sure you're in the red and the yellow.
Yes. So let's move on. We did touch on the name of the podcast and a little bit of Star Wars. So now you give your favorite 3 movies. And if you say any of those shitty Kathleen Kennedy I might knock you out of your chair.
Well, you know what? And he would.
No, I wouldn't.
That's not a threat.
I'm not violent.
That's a promise. What's that thing for the ladies if they're like captured or something? It's the... I'm just going to be sitting here all the time. So you start with the standard old persons. I'm going to go with Empire. Like, okay, fine. I go New Hope as my favorite one because that's the one. That was the first real movie that I saw. It is to this day, I'll watch it all the time. Then I'm going to go Rogue and say,
do not.
I'm going Rogue. Going Rogue with the Rogue. Second best. Then I'm going
Wait,
Empire.
you Rogue One?
Yeah,
Alright.
second best one. Then I'm
I
gonna
have to
go
say, besides
Empire
the-
Strike Back. Right, my top three: New Hope, Rogue One,
I can't argue
Empire.
with that.
Then
Yeah, that's good. I would put Rogue like I just watched it a few months ago. I'd put Rogue. I don't know. Are we talking like series too? Like
No,
on
just
Disney
movies.
Plus, just movies?
Just movies.
Yeah, Rogue One would be fourth.
Yeah, I'm moving it second.
Then here's how much. Then Solo would be the next one. Oh, because I hate the trilogy. The trilogy camp. Now, don't get me wrong. If I'd never seen or read a book on Star Wars, I'm sure you would have liked
There's
the
got to be.
copycat of the original trilogy. But
I'm
if you
so
watched
gonna
anything,
bathe you in flames on lasers
I
in
like Solo. I thought
post-production
that
after
I would
this.
have liked this on saw Solo Part 2.
I wish they would have had.
Now, could it have been done better? Oh, yes. Don't get me wrong, it's another Kathleen Kennedy hack job.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Come on.
Anyway, I that would be above the trilogy series.
All right. What do you like better, the sequels or the prequels?
Prequels.
Prequels, definitely.
I like Qui-Gon. Like, he has a...
Definitely.
Him being the apprentice of Count Dooku and their relationship and stuff. And then with the books with them, they have them talking about it. And then also then with him with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Training Obi-Wan. And I don't know if you know this. I don't know how much you know. But
Geek alert,
Obi-Wan
sound
and
effect.
Qui-Gon were not doing very well as master and apprentice for a
Yeah.
long time if you read the books. So I
did not
liked,
read
I
the
liked
books
that
'cause I'm
whole
not a
thing.
nerd. Sorry, go
Because
on.
by the time the prequels came out, they were
Yeah.
past their hard times for the
Yeah.
most part. They still had disagreements and and stuff, but I liked Qui-Gon a lot. Darth Maul was awesome.
Yeah.
As far as just raw force power and fighting
Yeah.
ability and stuff, I liked that. And hey, let's give it up for the Emperor too. I mean, he kept himself hidden all that time. This rule of two. I mean, he succeeded where
Yeah.
the Sith and the old
on,
Empire
Yoda.
and stuff didn't. But I liked the prequels better than the stupid
All right, so
7, 8, and 9.
the sequels had better acting.
Or was it what, 6? No, 7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9. Come
Yeah.
on. Sequels had better acting. Prequels, better plots. Because, I mean, if you would have told me that you're going to have Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Prince Leia, and they would never all be on the screen at the same time over the sequels, I would have been like, what the hell are you doing, JJ? He ruined it. Like, you had it all there, and you gave it all away. Made a mess. I go prequels too.
And the whole other thing, I mean, they jacked. So here's what I hate about this.
Go for it.
Here's what I hate.
Let her rip.
Kathleen Kennedy, I hope she rots in hell someday. With that being said, I'm sure she's a
two
nice lady.
mainstays of
No,
this
I
is-
bet she's a biatch. But with that being said,
Yeah. We love Jennifer. We hate Kathleen. Let's go.
Jennifer Connelly. I mean, we both agree as
Yeah.
far as a woman who is in our age group.
Yeah.
She's rumored to be in the Old Republic, I think, or the New Republic movies that are in the series.
I hear that she likes old white guys over 50 with goatees.
She probably is dating
trifocals.
30-year-old studs that.
Oh no, she's married to the Vision.
Is she married to him? Oh yeah, she is. That's
But we
right.
can break that up.
I mean, if you're gonna get Wanda
What
involved,
is
then,
I mean, what does he have that you know besides six-pack and millions? I mean, besides that,
well, I can do the 6-pack, but
Okay.
I can't do the
the
millions.
millions. Well, unless you
Plus, he's
know,
a good-looking guy.
he is good looking,
He's a
but
good
he's.
I liked it. You know what? His most underrated when he played the priest.
Oh yes.
That was a good movie. I liked
Yeah.
that. I think he's a good. I like that actor.
What was that movie
But
called?
with that being
Legion.
said, if she was ever available and she thought I would be.
I think my wife would actually let me have a pass because she'd be like, I don't
pass?
believe it. And then she'd be like, okay, just once. Because it's Jennifer Connelly.
And Jennifer
But we
Connelly
digress
would-
with Jennifer
She would look
Connelly.
at both of us and go, "What?"
Yeah, she
But
would
anyway,
probably get creeped
we
out.
think we
right.
we have talked about her in the past.
There will always be a Jennifer Connelly reference in this podcast somewhere.
Yes, yeah, probably, and Brad will bring it up most of the time because
Yeah.
I won't, because but he's more obsessed than I am. But I have to agree, Top Gun,
Yeah.
put her back on the top in my opinion. That leather jacket and blue jeans.
You know what? Like,
Forget
before we
about
get
it.
back to you and Kathleen, let's just mark it down. We're going to have a full Top Gun Maverick podcast.
Well,
Just
I
that.
don't know, full. I mean,
I could do a full 60 minutes of just raving how good Top Gun
I
is.
could do
All
5 or 10. I mean,
So let's go back
we
to
have
Solo.
we have to talk about Tom Cruise
Okay.
movies.
Yeah. All right.
So, like, because I'm a huge now. His personal life, I don't give a crap, and I don't give a crap about many people's personal lives. But his movies he is literally, in my opinion, the greatest Hollywood movie maker actor in the history of movies.
I agree.
And there's some others I love. Kevin Costner is right up there. Harrison Ford is right up there. Tom Hanks is great, but dude, Tom Cruise.
Everyone
look at all the
bows to Tom Cruise.
But anyway, let's not lose focus on Kathleen Kennedy's hack
Let's
job.
bring it back into Solo.
If you
hack
get in,
job.
there was already a blue.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if I should go into the whole trilogy.
Let's go.
And
We got like 20 minutes left.
All right.
Let's go. Because they had the returning cast member. Let me just set this up for you. JJ says we're going to make...
And I like JJ.
Yeah, I like JJ. I loved Star Trek 1, his Star Trek 2. Loved those. Loved his TV shows. Loved his Mission Impossible movie.
So what was JJ's problem in the sequel?
Kathleen Kennedy.
There you go.
But
you
they
have
had
somebody sticking the knife. She's meddling and everything. Like, this isn't what we want. We don't want anything of George Lucas involved in this.
They had it all set up. So they had, okay, Kathleen, you had Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, all the returning things. Chewbacca, the whole fan base.
Hey, Chewbacca dies before Han Solo in Legends. I'm just saying it was a way better storyline.
How could you have messed it up? All you had to do was just bare minimum. Like, if you just had him on the scene of like, hey, how you doing? We're doing good. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good. Like, millions of people's heads would have exploded.
It would have been.
You spread them all out, then they all passed away.
You know what? We're hopefully going to get that in CGI here.
Yeah, let's hope. Well, they've already de-aged Luke.
Dude, well, before we do say, I will tell you one of the greatest moments.
Oh, I know where this is going. All right, let's hit it.
Mandalorian. Luke Skywalker comes in, and Darth Vader's everybody, but with more violence than Darth Vader even. Darth Vader's, let's be honest, if you don't know that much about Star Wars and just watch the movies, Grandmaster Luke Skywalker is the most powerful Jedi in the history of all Jedi. Maybe Revan is up there, but, in my opinion.
That was probably the third greatest moment of my life.
I was standing up yelling for my son to come in because he stopped watching it, and then I was like, that was a geek moment, man.
That was
from childhood.
I'm sorry, since my wife will never listen to this, I'm just gonna have to bump her down on our marriage day. Our marriage, like, all right, wedding day got bumped down to number 4. Daughter, firstborn, number 1. Son, number 2. Been there, seen that before. It was an okay sequel.
Yeah.
He was born. So it goes daughter, peak Luke Skywalker at the end of that Mandalorian and then my son right after that.
And that's what Star Wars, to get back on track, has to do. They have to get more times like that where you got people like me that are coming out of their seat. And I think they are, because they're starting to reincorporate Legends stuff into it, because Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are like awesome when it comes to things, everything about Star Wars, way more than we'll ever know.
Oh yeah, well maybe
that's what they do every day.
Yeah,
but they love Legends, and they're bringing some of that stuff back in. But here's my thing about the sequel series.
Okay,
Timothy Zahn wrote the Heir to the Empire books.
Yes,
if they would have just did those books and did them a decent justice, it would have been 10 times better than the sequels. All they did was substitute Luke for Rey and Poe Dameron and all this crap, and they should have had a whole new original story. If that dipshit Kathleen Kennedy would have just let Star Wars be Star Wars.
Yeah.
You think I might get banned for calling her a dipshit and a dumbass?
We're just going to name this section Old Men Yelling at Clouds. But I doubt that Kathleen will ever listen to this. So go, let her rip.
We're putting out there in the universe.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand why they would go away from Legends. But then you have to learn that Kathleen Kennedy wanted Star Wars to be hers. Yep. She wanted to make her mark in Star Wars. She didn't care. She didn't want to take George Lucas out of it. And she's still trying to do it to this day with her upcoming series, which I will watch. The Acolyte.
I will watch them all because
I will watch them,
I'm
but
a
I
slave.
will probably be able to come on the podcast now that we're doing it and
we can
rip 'em.
review.
And rip them because they
Yeah.
suck, or they tried to go against, they tried
Yeah.
to make canon out of stuff that isn't. But anyway.
I just even they had George Lucas right there. He even had a treatment for
Well, he's
7,
working.
8, 9.
He's working hand in hand with Filoni and Favreau from everything
and
that's said.
Catherine's like, no thanks.
Yeah.
We heard enough of you, George. You did okay for the first 6.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it over from here. Let's go. So yeah, that was a disappointing. I like the prequels. My kids love them.
All except for Jar Jar Binks. I mean,
Jar Jar. You know what? My daughter loves Jar Jar, but you're
I do
right.
not
but
like Jar
they're
Jar
for
Binks.
the kids. And he was only in the first one, right? They kind of.
he was still
they
like a
kind of,
little
like-
He was a little bit like, because he became
edged him out a little bit
yeah,
there.
because he had such bad reviews because
Yeah.
he was irritating the way he talked. But yeah. But anyway, that was my whole thing about the sequels is if I'd never seen Star Wars, if that was the very first 1, 2, and 3 that we'd have,
Yeah.
or 4, 5, and 6, the
Yeah.
original, if that was the first time you'd seen them, I would have went, those are really good. Well-made
Yeah.
movies and stuff, but you got to cater to the Star Wars fans. They're the ones that are going to go watch it 20 or 30 times.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are going to buy the shirts and stuff. And I do own Star Wars shirts too. I won't say that I don't. I own some
does.
Under Armour ones though.
Let's next
they're
time.
a
Next time we
little more-
do this, I want to see you.
I might. But that was my whole thing about the sequel series was
Yeah.
it was just a rehash, and it was like trying to be woke and put different people in spots, and we have to have these main characters be this and that, and let's not do what George Lucas had designed, and stuff too. So I was just like, we need a female heroine. All right, great.
Yeah.
Make one of the characters in the
it.
in the Heir of the Empire series.
Yeah.
Make it instead of George Seaboth, who was one of the main bad guys in the Heir of the Empire series. Make a woman cloned Jedi. Do something like that instead of screw the whole movie series up.
Might I suggest Jennifer Connelly as a Jedi?
Hot Jedi.
Come on. Maybe the next podcast I won't go so heavy on Jennifer, but you
probably
got to
will.
start out the first one just straight.
You probably will.
All right, so we got about 15 more minutes. So what else you want to go to?
Where you got to count us down?
Wait, someone's got to edit this and
Wow.
post this, and
Yeah, I do need to get a workout in before my group class.
of course.
I got to today's upper body. Got to get.
Oh man,
All right.
fun kids upper body. All right, so how do you want to close this out? You want to say
Well, let's go into a little bit of personal history.
no? You should tell them about your gym and where they can find you, and what services you offer.
There'll be a link to my website down here.
Okay.
But yes, I offer one-on-one training. I offer small group training.
Yep. How many people are in your small group typically?
Maximum of 6, but usually there's not that many. It's capped at 6.
Yeah.
Usually there's 3 or 4 people in each class.
If you're lucky, fans, you might see me in a group. I'm there every now and then.
Yeah, if you come, yeah. I'm gonna come to group class to see Brad.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to
He is fairly entertaining, and the other people do look forward to him coming to class. They actually say, "Is Brad coming?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right." He's our comedy relief.
Hey, someone's got to be.
He's not right now
No.
because he's not that funny on the podcast, but he is in real life.
But again, I just want to say Casey's kind of being a little bit humble. His group classes are very fun. They're always different. Always a mix of different activities. You never get bored. You have a way of just oh my gosh, everything is quick. You feel it. You get out. It's fun. It's open. There's a lot of fun talking. It's a very safe space. He does one-on-one sessions, which is what I recommend. It's what I did started off with, and where you really get the full Casey attention, good or bad. Me, mostly bad. But semi-good.
You were good. It's all about working. I was just having this conversation with somebody today.
If you are starting out and you're a little bit intimidated to do a group like I was, the first time I did a group, I was I don't know. I don't want to be the slow fat guy, which I was.
But nobody said anything, except for me.
Except for you. I would do a couple.
I did not say anything either. I do not mock people. I only mock Brad. I don't mock. My clients are like going, man, this isn't the Casey I know.
We might have some guest stars maybe to talk about this.
All right. I mean, like people that I've become, the clients that I've become friends with. But my average clients that are just like good people that come in.
You do.
I am very nice.
You were very nice to me the first couple weeks. You were very encouraging. You were very nice. It wasn't until later that you got
me. I got to know you, and I was like, this Ohio fuck.
But I just want to say, I think the first person, if anyone ever comments on this, the first person should get a free introductory training session, because I don't think anyone's going to come see this.
It's going to watch.
Yeah, Mom, other than you, Mom.
We're doing this to have fun. We enjoy each other's company. Yeah. Brad needs stress relief.
I need a companionship in a worse way, other than a kid.
And I enjoy talking sci-fi stuff. We like talking about that stuff.
But you can't play down. You gotta. His ability to attack your body in a million different ways is something that's just rare. I've been to a couple other trainers in my life, and never have I come in not knowing what you're going to do, and just have you so flexible in all the different things you have at your disposal. Oh, we're going to do upper body, but you'll never guess what we're going to do with your upper body, or how you're going to work out.
That's just part of being a professional. Yeah. Now, with that being said, any trainer out there, they'll know what I'm saying is, I'm the best damn trainer around.
Yeah.
If you don't feel that way, you're probably not very good at what you do. Is there people that are in better shape than me? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Is there people that have more degrees, or they have more certifications, or they have I have 22 years. There's not probably a lot of trainers out there that have 22 straight years of being in the fitness business. There are some.
Yeah.
There's some that even have more, but not a lot. Most people peter out. They don't really have a passion for it or want to make it a business. But
I'm just impressed about how you're just flexible and work with anybody. And
that's
you should tell people that you have what's your oldest person that you've trained?
88 years old.
88 years old. What's the youngest?
I've seen you.
Yeah. So anybody
I worked
could
with
come.
a couple 8 and 9 year olds, but that was voluntary.
Yeah.
They had cerebral palsy or other muscular dystrophy, and so I don't charge them. I just do it pro bono because they need the help, and I can help with that functional type stuff. But the number one thing that makes a great trainer is being able to train a lot of people. There's some trainers that train athletes. There's some people that train, moms. There's some people that train dads,
all body types, no judgments.
There's some people that train for building muscles, some people for weight loss, some people, whatever, cross training, Spartan training, DecaFit training. There's all these different types of training. Being a good trainer is being able to connect with people personally, and that's what I do the best. Is number one, I try to get the best out of each individual. What Brad can do and what a 65-year-old woman can do
are very similar,
no, because the 65-year-old woman's better than Brad.
Well, probably.
She can lift more and usually run faster than Brad. Yeah. But with that being said, it's being able to train all different types. Yeah. Bottom line is, if you're going to be a good trainer, it's about interpersonal skills, it's about communication, it's about getting the most out of each person each hour. It's not about today I had a conversation with one of my clients and they weren't feeling it today and they were struggling and going slow and they were huffing and puffing. I told them, you're going at 100% of what you're capable of today. You're dying, you're getting pushed really hard, but you're not doing as much as you might normally do, but that's where you're at today. Either you didn't get sleep or you didn't get nutrition or you're just having a rough day. Stress is getting to you, whatever it is. Some days you're not as good, and it's just getting the maximum out of those days. Those are the days I tell clients it matters the most to get in and get a workout in. And most people will sit on their couch on those days. If you get in and get a workout in on those rough days, then you're gold on the good days. The good days where you feel energetic and you feel like coming in, those are easy. So it's all about getting the most out of everybody each time they come in. And that's the problem with a lot of people that go to the gym or want to get in shape is there's no accountability and there's no those days where you don't feel like going to the gym, you won't go to the gym. But if you have an appointment and you have somebody who's in your corner trying to help you and you're going to get the best out of them, also, you're going to get charged $75 for not showing up, then you might actually show up because there's some skin in the game.
There's some accountability.
Yeah, and so that's important too, and trust me, Brad has missed some sessions and been charged for sessions, and he knows.
I've paid for the recovery room, I feel.
Yeah, the recoup room. That's the other thing I have here.
Yeah, see, you got to get that in. We got to plug you. And then what I just would also
Don't keep fluffing me, man.
I'm fluffing you. Separates Casey from like going to like a 24-hour fitness or one of those places that would never work for me is just the having somebody to hold you accountable, which is a lot.
Well, I have to qualify that. I used to manage the 24-hour fitnesses and
those
train
are your
people.
dark days.
So if you would have, no, I learned. Hey,
right.
I have nothing against 24-hour fitness.
I'm trying to build your business, man.
I know.
You're
but now
wrecking
people
me.
are going to go that know me. They may watch this and go, "Well, he worked at 24-hour fitness." So you should have said
was
like
total
Gold's
mistake.
Gym. You should have like Gold's Gym.
All right, Gold's Gym.
Let's say gym trainers.
Planet Fitness. Screw them guys. But to have someone hold you accountable, but like, hey, you haven't come in a couple of days. What's going on? Why aren't you coming in? You missed this meeting. What's going on? How are you doing? Things like that. That's what kept me coming back. And when I was like, oh my God, like the first couple of days, I would leave your session and thought I was going to die. Like there's times where I thought you might have to carry me to your car. Remember those?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm never coming back. And then you would be like, hey, like you missed a day, or why aren't you coming in? Like it's been a long time. You need to come in. That helps a lot.
Let's make this clear too. Those weren't hard workouts. They were simple, easy workouts.
I was trying to be nice.
So when somebody comes in, I'm not trying to kill them. I'm just trying to push them up to their beginning level wherever they're at that time. But it is tough when you first start.
4 seconds of plank will never be broken.
I'm not bringing people in and brutalizing them. I try to build them up from the base. But
we're going to have more guest stars to dispute that.
So...
All right, so we got a few more minutes. You're gonna say your website and your gym. Do you have a much better
professional hype man?
I have to be.
You know, you need to come in here and just stand out by the front door and like point to the picture. But hey, you know what? That would help even more than the.
I thought about being shirtless, just being shirtless in front of your door.
We want them to come in the door.
Yeah,
we don't want them to run away.
You know what? We don't need two suns.
Yeah, we don't need people's eyes getting burnt out by the glare.
So tell everybody where can they find you, the name of your business. I mean, this is all business expense.
There you go.
And my plea for Jennifer Connelly. All right.
Paul Bettany's going to kick your ass.
He could.
I'm sure.
I know you're not going to stop him.
I don't know. Some actors, they look real good on screen, but they can't bring it. I think Paul Bettany can bring it.
I think he can. I've seen him in Legion
and like, Vision, he has superpowers, so I don't give him that much, But
he rocked the six pack, man. He was pretty tore up.
Paul Bettany's a badass. If I was a woman, it might be down.
I know.
And that's why I see Jennifer Connelly. Are you sure they're together though? Because Hollywood relationships break up.
I'm pretty sure. I'll post an edit note to self, yes or no, at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, because if we're to talk about her, it'd be better if we talked about her when she was single.
I think she's
married. I don't want to talk about a married woman. I mean, that's
all right. Let's refocus. All right, where's your website?
My website is Roseville SC, as in Strength and Conditioning.
I will try to.
That's my logo. If you see that logo, there'll be videos like on the front page of mine. And I would just have to say, all the other trainers in the Roseville area, I've been checking out your websites. I've been trying to recruit a trainer in to share space here in the gym because it's just little old me in here, and there's 2,100 square feet, and another trainer could easily train in here. If there's any trainers out there in the local area, but I've been checking all your websites out. You need to bring your website game up. I mean, because I did all my own stuff, and I didn't do it with a professional or anything. I made it myself.
Wait till we do a do not website, bro.
Yeah, that's coming. That already got.
That's gonna rock all your worlds.
It's for all you scammers out there.
We haven't had our social media yet.
Already bought it. Do or do not podcast.
Yeah, Mom, you're the only one who's gonna watch this probably for like a month.
I have people trying to sell me back because I got rid of my old website name, and they're trying to sell it back to me all the time. So, what was that? Oh, their website game is weak. I mean, there's like a few pictures on there, a description. There's hardly anything on there. I don't even know how anybody goes to anybody but me.
Well,
because I have like a video that pops up and professionally done by somebody who, is a professional marketer and film and like.
And if you want to see a fat Brad, all you have to do is look for some testimonials.
I was just really shocked. I thought, well, my website's not that great. And then I started checking out all the trainers' websites, trying to find emails.
You do need more Brad on your website. Like, you do need some more me on there, shirtless.
I should put. Are you on the front page, like on the scrolling pictures before and after? I might have to go up.
I don't
don't know if I did that. Well, Justin gets probably some more likes than you do.
Well, yeah, he's better looking.
Yeah, he had a 6-pack. And,
He did have a 6-pack.
Yeah, so.
Who's thinner now, Justin? Whoop, whoop.
Justin's on his way back.
Okay, well, it's going to be another competition.
There you go.
Closing words, what do you got?
Well, I wasn't even done with the other part.
Dude, you keep...
Jesus, don't rush me, man.
Okay, you got...
All right, so we got RosevilleSC.com, and then I got the Recoup Room.
Recoup Room?
So there's a link on my website to it, but it has its own separate where you can pay for it. Got a massage chair. He's like ridiculously long-legged, but he can get in there too. But he doesn't want it because he spends so much money training with me. He's afraid to spend any extra money on the Recoup Room. Wait till he gets an injury and needs some help.
What he doesn't know what I do in here when he's not here, we'll just keep between us and my mom and our one
I also
listener.
offer memberships to clients.
See? Push yourself. You got to sell this shit, bro.
That's, I know, but it's like one of those things where it's like, go on the website, it's all on there. But I also offer memberships to clients, and Brad's one of those people who's a client, and you can pay a monthly membership. So some people have belong to gyms, and it's cheaper to go and join up at Crunch or Planet Fitness, but then you got to like not make noise and not be a real workout person. You can come in here and join Brad, and he might talk your ear off or something, but you can come in and work out at any time, and you'll have a code to get in the gym. I only offer limited those, so only 10 people can have those type of memberships, but there are openings.
As a benefit, sorry to interrupt, if you come on Thursday nights, you get a nice view of the Cougars hitting the bar scene in downtown
I'm located
Roseville.
in Old Town Roseville, and we have, we're known for our bar scene down here. That's where everybody goes to drink in Roseville and see bands and stuff. So, Bar 101, let's give a shout out to Bar 101.
Bar 101, a lot
the
of Cougars.
Trocadero.
Oh, yeah.
The Owl Club.
Yeah, nice.
Onyx. The Opera House Saloon.
What's the Irish one down?
Yeah, I'm not working on Friday because the Box and Donkey right down the street will have so many people here doing the Irish thing on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
so
yes.
I actually took the day off because the parking will be nuts around here.
Yeah,
so.
I might not come for that day.
I'm going on a trail run on Friday, I think. But
but if you'd like to see vomits and cougars, come and work out here at the beautiful Roseville Strength and Conditioning between, I'd say, 1 to 8 o'clock at night. Entertainment out the front window. Can't beat it.
Like 7 to 10 most of the time. 11 maybe.
It's going to be glorious.
I really don't want you coming here past 11 because I don't want you making noise for the neighbors. So, but the Recoup Room, I'll touch on that real quick. So we won't touch on this stuff as much probably after this first podcast. We'll go, hey, look at the web. Here's my website. The Recoup Room has a massage chair. I have a recliner in there where you can do cupping, compression therapy with Normatec compression for leg and hips. I do automated cupping, electric stimulation therapy, TENS device basically with the compacts. I have icing, and I have a one-person infrared sauna in there. So those are the main things in the Recoup Room, and it's there to help people recuperate from workouts, from minor injuries. I allow a lot of people with, most of the time not even from coming in and working out with me. They go out and decide to do something like play a sport, or they go for a hike and they strain something, or they get up out of the bed and they strain something. And it's a really good tool for recuperating. So that's why I have that little private room here, and it's a very nice little setup, and that's about it. I can't think of anything else I do. Sport training group at the end of the year.
If you pay a little extra, you get the snuggle therapy with Casey. That is one of my favorite ones. That is not
offered ever.
I will edit that out of him saying that.
The only time I snuggle is with my dog and with a girlfriend. My dog likes to snuggle.
What we do on cold, rainy days here in Roseville.
My dog's the best, but I do not have a girlfriend right now.
Ladies.
So, but I am not actively looking for a girlfriend.
Men.
I'm not jacked.
Names on your license plates. And you look like Jennifer Connelly. Let us know in the comments.
Okay, now there you go. If you look like Jennifer Connelly, send me a message. Right. But No, I'm not dating right now. Well, not actively dating. If I have a Hallmark movie moment where somebody bumps into me and goes,
Yeah.
"Oh," and I pick their bag up for them,
Okay.
and they're hot and they think I'm hot, then maybe I might get involved with
Cougars,
something.
Thursday night. We can make that
I
happen.
don't think there'll be cougars with me. I'm no spring chicken, so I'd have to be a young guy if it was going to be a cougar.
I've gotten cougars. I've gotten catcalled. Just saying.
Yeah, Brad has gotten catcalled.
Anyways, fine, folks, we're going to wrap this up as our first one. We hope to have these out. We want to try to get this
1 week.
going weekly when
One a week.
we get rolling.
One a week.
One a week. We'll maybe bank a couple so we can get some.
Because Brad
I
could
have to
probably
figure
barely
out this
find
out.
the time to get one a week done, let alone.
Well, someone's got to go in there and finish like the opening animation.
Some of us are hard workers and just ready to go all the time.
Well, there'll be like lower thirds, hopefully. There'll be some, I'm going to make myself look tan and muscular. I'm
My
going to make
phone's
him
doing all the work.
going to make him look a little girly. We're going to have to figure out how to have a second phone or a second camera so you can get really close to my face.
I don't want people getting close to my face.
Really got to check out my gun shows a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys stay with us for this weird adventure. We have no idea
beg.
what we're doing.
Don't beg. They're going to come.
I'm
If
gonna
they're going to
beg.
come and they like it,
Mom,
great.
tell your friends. We will go shirtless if that gets us the over 75 crowd. He'll be a bear, if that gets us the really strong homosexual graphic. We'll do that. Right now, we're just
He'll
gonna,
dress in a furry costume.
I will dress as a bear. He will be a bear, and
No, you're going to dress in a furry. I want a unicorn furry costume.
whatever it takes to drive up viewerships. But otherwise, it's just us doing this for shits and giggles.
We'll talk all kinds of stuff.
We
and-
do this without the camera, people.
Yeah, so
like
we
we
just
will do this
decided
when
to
we
do it.
work out.
Yep.
We just decided we are so smart that we wanted you to see how smart we are.
Yeah, and we just had so much extra money around, we decided to buy microphones
Why
and
not?
software and just start filming it. So,
I mean, who needs money for kids?
Yep. All right, I got to work out. You got
I
to
gotta
go pick your
up
kids
my
up.
kids up.
So, I have kids too. They're
Well,
just older now.
Debatable. We should have one of your kids on to make sure that's true or not.
Verification.
Because your kids are
Guest star.
pretty awesome, and so I'm not sure that they're yours.
I don't know if they're awesome.
Well, you have two that you know of. We'll just put it that way.
I
We've
do
heard
have- I have
stories.
two that I raised.
Yes.
So,
All right, man. This is good
All right.
for our first one. I'm going to stop it right about